All right, so we are back on page 9, and this is part 2 of your instructions for today. We're starting a little more than halfway down the page, right where we left off before. The amount of food, which is called biomass, that's available decreases as you go up the food chain or food pyramid. All right, so when we are referring to the biomass in the ecosystem, bio means living or life. Mass means, how much something weighs, how much mass it has. And so the biomass is the weight of the living material in the ecosystem. Okay, so let's look at what happens as the energy moves around here in the ecosystem. The energy, of course, is coming from the sun, and the sun is going to enter, the energy from the sun is going to enter the biotic part of the ecosystem through the plants. And so that energy is going to go into the plants. The plants are going to do photosynthesis, and they are going to make food for themselves and then also for the consumers that are going to eat them. All right. So then, of course, the herbivores are going to eat the producers and get their energy from them. And the secondary consumers are going to get their energy from the primary consumers, who got their energy from the producers, who got their energy from the sun. So you can see it's all connected here. Now, some of the energy that is consumed through this process will be stored in an organism's body as mass and will be available for the next level. So another way of saying that is this is how living things grow. They take that energy that they have consumed, and when we say it's stored in their body, this is actually creating their mass. This is causing them to grow and allow them to have the body mass to be a food source for the next level. Some of the food that organisms eat never actually becomes available as chemical energy because it passes through an organism as waste. So, of course, in this whole process of living things eating, they're going to also create waste. So some of that is not used to build mass and will not get passed on to the next level as those things are consumed. Most of the energy that's traveling through this system actually goes through a series of energy transformations. And so just for example here, starting with chemical energy, which is food. Food is a form of chemical energy, stored chemical energy. As the organism takes in that food and uses it, it is going to transform to mechanical energy as it's going to move the organism. It's also going to transform to thermal energy. For instance, it takes a lot of energy to keep up the body heat of an organism. And something like body heat is eventually going to get released to the environment. It's just going to basically come off of us. And that's really just sort of wasted energy then because it's not going to the next level of the food chain. Okay? So this energy is really moving around in a lot of places in a lot of ways. All right. Now, tomorrow we're going to do more with this. For right now, however, I'm going to have you go over to page 8 in your packet. And I'm going to have you set up a sheet that we're going to use tomorrow, but I want you to get it all ready today. So on page 8, please start by putting your name up in the corner. And also, please make sure you've got the page number down on the bottom, page 8. Then please add this title to the top of the page, Wolves in Yellowstone. And divide your page into a top and bottom half like this. All right, and then in the top half of the page, I'm going to have you add this definition. So pause the video right now while you copy down this definition. All right, make sure you have the full definition. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. I'd like you to add this little title here, Wolves Reintroduced into YNP. That stands for Yellowstone National Park. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. And then I'd like you just to put a series of bullet points here because you're going to be jotting down a ton of information tomorrow as we're doing this. So you can make a couple of columns like I did here for your information. All right. At this point, once you have this all copied and ready to go, that is your work for today. If you are done and there is still time in class, you may close down your Chromebook and you may find something quiet to do for the rest of the time.